really enjoyed the time I spent with him. He's helped me a lot in improving my game during the years, and he's a nice chap as well.
14 years after Francesco Molinari teamed up with coach Denis Pugh, their long journey has suddenly taken a turn for the better. 3 wins, including a first major, have transformed 2018 into a champagne year. A partnership that began at the Wisley has really flourished.
Well, it was on this very spot. It was 2004, and he'd come along. He was a good player, obviously. I think he was +5 at the time, and he was just about to go to tour school. He was impressive, but he had some technical things to work on. He'd learned to play as basically a game where he's making all the power in his swing through his hands and arms, the lever system, as I call it. He needed to get a little bit better balance in his swing, and he took it on board and did the work, and here we are all those years later, and he's Open champion.
To those that don't know Molinari personally, the Italian cuts a stoic figure, a patient, diligent worker, a picture of calm. His coach knows otherwise.
Quiet, modest, but confident, but doesn't need to yell to everyone how confident he is. He just has an inner confidence. What you never see is the temper and the anger and the pure frustration that he suffers when it doesn't work. And bearing in mind that I'm that way as well, it's meant we've never had a clash. But I think it's because we both know that we've got volcanoes erupting, and it wouldn't be very good if both erupted at the same time. But he's really not a patient person. He's patient on the golf course to a point, but he doesn't suffer his own bad golf very well. And he's pretty hard on himself, and consequently pretty hard on me when he needs to get better. And that getting better is what drives him.
Molinari's first European Tour victory came back in 2006 at the event formerly known as the Italia Open. And during the next decade, he chalked up 3 further wins, solid, if not spectacular. Now, after a winless 2017, Molinari has taken things to a whole new level. His BMW PGA triumph kick-started a stunning run of success this year.
2 weeks earlier, he'd missed the cut at the Players, and he was about as down with himself, or least patient I've ever seen him, because he knew he was doing all the right things. He wasn't getting results, and just to keep him doing the right things but changing the odd thing so it feels different. It's the same, but it feels different. It's the trick to coaching someone as good as he is. And then he won at Wentworth, and he said to me afterwards, the dislike, the absolute frustration of losing on playing badly, emotion that doesn't compare then with the emotion of winning, rather than how good does winning feel. It was more like, well, winning's the option that you take when you don't lose. We both detest losing, absolutely hate losing.
Winning the European Tour's flagship event with a display of pure quality proved the Italian has what it takes to beat the world's best on golf's biggest stages.
He played with Rory in the final round at Wentworth, and he outplayed Rory that day, and that gave him a lot of confidence. The win at the Quicken Loans in America was massive. That was bigger. Obviously, the PGA title was much better, but the win in America was bigger because it was his first win in America.
After a first Rolex Series win, backed up by that breakthrough stateside success, Francesco headed to the Open on the crest of a wave. After an opening 70, Pugh sensed there was something in the air on a damp second morning at Carnoustie.
It was a tough day, and he started to hit some shots in the warm-up where he was talking to me about controlling the flight of the ball, keeping it up and down, letting it go right to left, letting it go left to right, doing shaping and all sorts. And the quality of the control, I thought, that reminds me of when Nick Faldo was winning Open championships. I told everyone who would listen, this could be a really good week. I'm really feeling it.
Pugh's crystal ball didn't fail him. A solid second round was followed by a supreme bogey-free 65 on moving day. Molinari went into the final round 3 back and paired with perhaps the greatest golfer of all time.
He's got that experience of having outplayed Rory on the last day, and Rory's a pretty tough guy to outplay. You know, he's so good. And he came over to the Open, and there he was able to draw on the experience in the last round, paired with Tiger Woods, with Tiger's crowd, and knowing that every putt he had from this far, people would be moving and screaming and shouting, and he did a great job. If he was paired with perhaps an easier guy with less people around? Would he have dug that deep? I'd like to say yes, but I think the inspiration of the occasion and the pairing and the crowd and everything, it was just a tremendous afternoon's work. And one of the things I often say to him is just do your job. Well, that was over and beyond the call of duty there. That was the job to the power of 10, and it was fantastic. When Tiger lost it, he found it. When he sprinted for the line, no one was there to take him, which I, well, relieved about, but I thought, well done, Francesco, well done you.
Molinari kept his foot on the accelerator, leaving the likes of Tiger, Xander Schauffele and McIlroy in his wake. As he birdied Carnousties' iconic 18th, Pugh was also on the move on a motorway.
At 2:30 teed off, and I left at 2:35, and then I drove down the M6 towards London, trying not to crash into the car and the lorry in front of me, because I was driving home, and somewhere along the way you hold that putt, and I knew then, I fancied that it was over once he did that. So I was running out of petrol as well, so I pulled in and celebrated with a tuna baguette and an orange squash, an orange juice, not even a squash, an orange juice. I went heavy, but I got home at 11 o'clock and polished off the champagne at that point, bottle done by midnight. The week after the Open, it had been a long-term plan to have a summer camp in the Bahamas, so we got there at Tuesday evening. And I'd never seen the claret jug before close up, so I got it out the case. And let me tell you, it's really silver. It's really shiny. They must have polished it, and all the names of the famous champions on there. And I got it out, and he could see that I was falling in love with it. And he said, you know, take it to the room. You admire it all night. So had a picture, put it on the pillow, and tucked it in, and took a snapshot of it, and then put it at the end of the bed. So when I got up in the middle of the night a few times, I woke up and I saw the claret jug, and I wanted to bring it home. I wanted to keep it. It's his name on it, not yours. But you know, when you're coaching, you feel the pride that says it's his name, but I know what bits all the team put in. And I think everyone now has had a photo taken with that, and it's nice. It feels great.